Hey guys, my name is Ashley Patrick. I am the nutrition wellness coach for this group. It has been a while, and I'm going to share on that as far as last week and me missing last week. So what I'm going to throw in this week for you. And then also I have today is not much of a presentation on healthy-ish treats. I'm just going to share them with you. So I have a PDF, so you can print it out or you can just access it on your computer. But I'm going to share it in this comment of this post, this live. But then I'll also put it in the files tab. But it is a healthy for the holidays winter edition. So holidays, we always think of sweets. I don't know about you, but I think of sweets, desserts, snacks, treats, like all the good stuff, right? The cookies. So there are recipes for different shakes if you want to get those in, like eggnog or candy cane shakes. They're really yummy. Lattes, who doesn't like a good latte? And some sweets, so some desserts. And then there's also some wellness tips to help you through the holidays as far as like to reduce your stress and to stay prepped and prepared and get you kind of ready for the holiday traveling and dinners and stuff like that. How to treat yourself. And then also in the bottom, I'm looking at it here, so I just want to make sure you get everything. At the bottom, there are 8 sample workouts for you to slay your way through the holidays. So if you want to try out some sample workouts that I do, there's 8 of them there. And then let me refresh the page. I did not make sure I was in the right group, but I'm just assuming I am. That assumption is good. There I am. So I am going to provide that for you. So that is this week. I wanted to give you some healthy treats, snacks, different things to get you through the holidays. The recipes, do not try to do them all. Do not replace everything you're doing with these, because my recommendation is if you want it to stick, if you want it something that you are not stressing out about, like do 1 or 2 recipes, okay? And you can do 1 or 2 a week, not a day. Do 1 or 2 recipes a day, or a week. Oh my gosh, not a day. Every week. That will help you reduce the stress, because now you've got them all planned out, right? Add them to your meal plan. Add them to your grocery list if you need any of the ingredients. And the whole point of having recipes and like meal plans and different things like that are to reduce stress. So if it is stressing you out and you're trying to do all of them, do not. Do 1 to 2 new recipes a week. Okay, so what I typically do is, as far as like my meal planning at all, I typically do the same thing, breakfast and lunch, but supper is where I usually add in a new recipe, and I pick 2 a week, and it's like Monday we'll make a recipe, Tuesday will be leftovers, Wednesday we'll make a recipe, Thursday will be leftovers. Well, there you're pretty much through the week, and the only thing left is Friday. We like to do pizza on Fridays for our family, so it's like either the leftovers are gone or you still have some for the weekend, or you just got through a whole week of healthy eating. So I don't have notes for what I want to share with you. That wasn't all I'm sharing with you today, because I'm just going to kind of go with my heart. I've been feeling this myself, and I've noticed other people kind of this time of the year, whether you are an educator or not. My phone is like trying to do an update. So I was like, no, stop. Okay, that is perfect. That goes into exactly what I'm talking about right now. What the heck? Time is just, see, meant to be. Here we go. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so what I was saying is there's a lot of people at this time of the year, just with everything going on, holidays, just New Year's resolutions, just everything on our mind. Like everybody has, and kind of goes into New Year's resolutions, and maybe not, but we all set expectations on ourselves, okay? And we set daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, whatever. So there's a lot of people I've been talking to in the health and fitness where they're like, it's December, like, holy crap, it is almost a new year. And my New Year's resolution was I wanted to lose 20 pounds in the year, 365 days, and I ended up gaining 15, so it's like they're kicking their butt now. And not even that, like, I have teachers. I have a really good friend that's a teacher. She's not in this group. I'm working on it. But she has an expectation on her classroom and the studies, like what she wanted to have done up to this point. So like into the new year, she wanted to finish out the lesson plans, like finish out this book or whatever for her classroom. And then if you are in northern Minnesota, you have been, or central Minnesota, if you're in Minnesota at all, and a few other states, you were hit with a snowstorm. It's a freaking blizzard around here. And now you just lost a day of school. It is a snow day here. And now it's like your expectations of what you wanted for the year, now you just lost the day. Might cause some anxiety, right? Or if you're a parent and your plan was to go to work today, or you're a teacher and your plan was to go to work today, now it's like it changed and it's out of your control, right? We don't control the weather. We don't control the school board and who says we can go to school and who says we can't. We just don't control it. So even as me, a parent, so I had every intent to drop 2 of my 3 children off at school this morning. So our plan is I wake up, I get them to school. I have 1 kid left. I do I have a rental that I clean and manage here. Well, they're checking in. They're flying in tomorrow and checking in tomorrow. So I need to go get the rental cleaned. Well, my plan was, here's my expectations of the day, to wake up, get my workout in, get breakfast going, get the kids off to school, have 1 kid, I'll have a 3-year-old with me, the 5 and the 10-year-old are in school, right? And then I be home by 8 a.m., from 8 until 11, I was going to go to the rental with my 3-year-old and clean. So that was done. 11, I leave to go pick up my son from school. He's done at 11:30. Get back home, bake some cookies. We have Christmas on Saturday with our family, and I said I would bring some cookies. So I planned on baking cookies with the boys from 11:45 or noon until I left at 2 to go pick up my daughter. And then I would get her from school, bring her back home. We would finish the cookies. We would be done with cookies by 3:30 when my husband got home. And we would have hockey later today. My husband would be in the house. I'd be able to come and do this live at 4 o'clock. And then I would leave with my daughter and I'd bring her to hockey practice. That is not too terrible of an expectation, right? Well, one thing changed and it changed my whole day. And I could have freaked out and just had a panic attack and anxiety about how my expectations were they're gone. None of that happened. You know what happened? And this is the blessing in disguise. Okay. So that's what think about your expectations for today and what really happened, or any day. But there's a blessing. There is a positive in every situation, even if it feels like the worst thing happening in your whole entire life. But so that was my expectation of the day. So my day went, I woke up, found out it was a snow day. School is canceled. My daughter hopped in my bed and cuddled with me. She's 10. She doesn't cuddle much anymore. And then about 20 minutes later, my 5-year-old came in and hopped in bed with me, and we just cuddled. We got to sleep in. And then pretty soon my 3-year-old was in the bed with us. And then our 2 of the 3 dogs were in the bed with us. And we were just laying there cuddling and talking. And then we were in and out of sleep. I fell asleep again. My daughter and sons fell asleep. And then the 2 little boys got up and they played together. Very sweet. Very nice, which hasn't been happening lately. And we just had a very slow morning. If it were a weekend, that's what we would have been doing. It is a slow morning. Do what we want, right? And then we got up. We had breakfast. We hung out. I went to the post office to mail a letter I was supposed to do. And then we got home and started baking cookies. So instead of me rushing from 11:30 or 11:45 noon to 2 o'clock making cookies by myself or just the boys and probably have them fighting or whatever, I got to bake cookies with all of them. One moment. Chloe! What? Did you take the cookies out? They're still in the oven. I smell them now. That's why I was like, we might have burnt a pan of cookies. No, I'm just kidding. But it's just, we got to make cookies together. We ended up making way more kinds of cookies than I had planned. So now we have extra cookies. We're going to make some protein bars and just stuff like that. Like where I got to do with my daughter. Have I cleaned the rental? No, I have not. I will go and do that a little later today. It's not the end of the world. But I got to have that one-on-one time with her that I usually don't. And with my 5-year-old that I usually don't when they're gone at school. So it was not a horrible day. Did I get as much done as I had anticipated? I didn't get my workout done this morning. I didn't get the rental cleaned yet. It didn't happen, and that's totally fine. But I also didn't have to drive into town 3 times today, so there's a blessing. But I got to have that one-on-one time with my kids. So I want you to, as you're going into holiday season here, look at your expectations of schoolwork and how you're going to leave the classroom and how you are going to feel, and maybe holidays plans. Like, things are out of your control. You can only control things that you can control. Okay? You can't control everything. So if you're trying to control a situation that's out of your control, just stop, breathe, take in the moment. Anna did share how there was a situation where she was going above and beyond to help a student in the classroom, or in the school. And I don't really know details of that, but we don't need to, but it's just like, when you go above and beyond, like, that was all in her control. She chose to help this family. She chose to do good. The expectation back was not what she expected, like the actual outcome. And that's hard, but you can't take it personal, right? If you think about kind of plans with family, our family plans are always up in the air. We have 3 kids. My husband and I are still together, but his parents are divorced. My parents are divorced. So it's like, I have 3 sets of Christmases on my side. He has 3 on his side, including grandparents. And then it's like, we want to do our own family Christmas. And now my dad just moved back to town. He's been out of town for 10 years. My daughter's 10, and it's like, well, now he wants to have his Christmas. And it's just, there's only so much we can do, but we don't want to go to Christmases every day either, but they're divorced. They're not going to want to come together and do Christmases. So it's just things that are, control what you can. Your expectations are not, life is just not going to be like that all the time. But if you're able to see like the positive in the situation and kind of redirect yourself. So one thing with the Christmases I was getting to is, we always have a plan. We're going to this Christmas at this time. We'll leave at this time. We'll try and leave we'll get there at noon. We'll try and leave by 4 or 5 o'clock. So then we have a 2-hour drive to get home. We're not home late. The kids we can get them ready, bedtime routine. We're not rushing around and stressed out and everybody going to bed late and blah, 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 right? Well, there have been times where we get there late, whatever the situation. Maybe the roads are really bad, or maybe they pushed it off because somebody couldn't be there until 1. So now we're going to eat at 1 versus noon. Well, now that's an hour later, right? And then we get there and there's so many conversations going on, so much going on, that we didn't actually start opening presents until 5 o'clock. Well, we wanted to leave at 5, right? So our expectation, it's not into our control. Like, we could have just left. We could just up and leave. But then the family's not going to see the kids open the presents, and it's a little more, I don't know, it's a little more involved. Or they plan to go to church that night instead, and we didn't know of the plans, and like, your plans just get messed up. I can't even talk English right now. So go with, have a plan going into the situations, like, have a plan, talk to your spouse or whoever's involved of your plans, but don't get upset or stressed out or too anxious if it doesn't work just how you think it's going to. And then if there's anything you can do ahead of time now to help with the plans, maybe like with these cookies, we don't have to bring them until Saturday. My daughter has hockey Saturday morning. We're out of town, so we're not going to get there until after it starts. So what did I do? I decided, yes, we're bringing cookies and dessert, so I'll just make it Thursday. We have practice and games Friday, and then Christmas is Saturday. So I'll make it Thursday night. I'll drop it off with our aunt that brings most of the food, like tonight or tomorrow. And then she can bring it with her because she's going to be there right away. And then when we show up, it's one less thing for us to remember to bring. And it's already there. We brought what we needed. Maybe we didn't bring it. We gave it to the aunt, right? And she took care of it. Take one less thing off your list, because then, especially if you're the main dish, like, people are not waiting for you. You don't feel that pressure and just the stress of having one more thing to do. And then if something comes up and you don't get it done, just causes more stress. So plan ahead, have a plan, but don't feel like you have to stick to it 100%. Life is crazy. Lower your expectations, or have the expectations and know that if things change, it's totally fine. And just find the positive in every situation. So that's what I have for you guys. I've talked long enough. So I'm going to drop the holiday, what did I name it now? Oh, my Lanta. I just opened it too. Anyways, I'm going to drop the link in our group for the meal plan, the Healthy for the Holidays Winter Edition, for you to look through some new cool recipes you can try. And then there's some sample workouts in there if you want to get your butt moving this holiday season. So I hope you guys have a very great weekend. If you have any Christmases coming up, have a very Merry Christmas. And we will talk to you guys in a few days. I'll come back on. Okay, talk to you guys later.